you want to start at, let's see if we start at negative pi divided by 2 and go to 0. Yeah, there we go. Right? Because negative, we always have to go in clockwise direction. So we started at negative pi divided by 2, and we ended at 0. And that's our arc. That makes sense? Processing is also nice to us. And if we really want to think in degrees, not in radians, we can, let's say we want to go from 0 to, 80 degrees. Whoops. I can't figure out what 80 is in radians, but I can use this processing function called radians. Looks like 90 degrees. But, let's make that number a little bit less, like 50. Right? You can see that processing will convert an angle in degrees to radians for you, which is very, very convenient. I don't know what we've drawn here exactly. Sort of hockey stick or something. Other questions? Okay, so what we now need to do, really, is we need to realize to ourselves that what we've done is sort of, not pointless. I don't want to say pointless because it was a useful exercise, but if our goal was to design some static screen drawing, we wouldn't really just do that in processing. You know, it's a lot more trouble to like figure out manually all these coordinates and then, you know, type them all out, whereas you could just, in Illustrator or any other sort of vector-based drawing program, you could just, with your mouse, create this image in seconds. The reason why we want to use programming is because we're going to write software that runs over time. And different rules can be applied, and different things can happen, and things can animate. So we have to figure out how to take what we've written and turn it into a program that runs over time. So let's think about what it means for software to run. So if you were going to program a game, for example, if you were going to program Pong, you know, there would be a certain things that you would do, that would happen at the very beginning of the program. When the program starts, you know, the score, each player's score would be set to 0. You'd maybe set the level to equal to what's level 1. You'd set the paddles in their starting location. You'd set the ball in the center of the screen. Everybody's familiar with Pong, right? So, and then that would be all the stuff that would be essentially the initialization of your program. And we're going to think of that as setup. Right? Then there's stuff that happens over and over and over again. The paddle moves, the paddle moves, the paddle moves, the paddle moves, the ball moves, the ball hits the paddle. All this happens over and over and over again, all the while the program is running. That's the loop of the program. It's looping over and over and over again, and we're going to call that in processing draw. In other words, we're going to create 2 blocks of code in our program. One called setup, which is for everything that happens at the beginning, and one called draw, which is for everything that happens over and over and over again. So I'm going to start adjusting my program. I'm going to be doing more typing today than talking, so you just have to sort of follow along. So I'm adding setup. It looks like this. And let me first, actually, I'm going to save everything we do today so I can post it.